Hey, there we go. Oh my gosh, that was gonna drive me crazy. TikTok is already TikToking tonight. This is my third attempt at going live. Alright, hold on. Let me share the live with everybody. Okay. Hello! I was getting a little nervous there. Hi everyone. Hey Jim, have a good night. Hi Becca. Everybody's had problems today. At least I'm not the only one, but I hate that everyone's having problems. So ridiculous. Happy birthday, Rebecca. I got stuff in my hair from Rose Late. Sorry. Got like foam in my hair. Hi Kelly. Hi Bella. Shared the Telegram. Thank you for sharing it. Oh. Max, who's with us tonight. Oh, hi, Kelly. Hi, Loud. Okay, sorry I hopped on late tonight. I'm trying to spend time with my sister before she leaves in a week, less than a week. And then I had to get Rosalie to bed because she has today and tomorrow off of school for President's Day, so she's been staying up late. Hi, Noah. Welcome. Actually, when I saw no, I said, oh, maybe they meant to write Noah and hit send too soon. But very proud of you for saying no. That's funny. Make sure you all have water or tea, something to hydrate with. Happy new moon, yes. Welcome new followers. Thank you for sharing the live and tapping the screen. Tonight's probably not going to be a super long live because I hopped on late. But maybe we'll do like selenite and one crystal. We'll get something in tonight. Hi Gwen, how are you feeling? Hi Hope. Hello, hello. One, two, three. Hey Sunshine. Hi Amanda, namaste. Hi Shelly, how are you? Hey Mimi. Okay. Do we want to use our usual selenite stick or do we want to use the golden selenite stick? I saw your email, Gwen. I emailed back yesterday, the day before. I don't know if you emailed back since then, though. Oh, I love that, Amanda. Thank you. Golden. Oh, you did this morning. Okay, I definitely haven't seen it since then. Yes, Trish, we definitely will. Oh, my eyelid's twitchy, sorry. Thank you, Mona, for Lucy. Do both? We could start with one and end with one. Our mascot, yeah. Hi, Jerry. Welcome. Thank you, Nova. All right, we'll do the selenite and then, I don't know, we'll do another crystal while we're thinking on that. But if you have not consented to receive and you would like to do so, make sure you type it in the comments, sing it to yourself, say it out loud, whatever you're most comfortable with. I personally am okay if you would like to consent on behalf of children and pets. I do ask adults to consent for themselves. If you do not want to consent but you want to hang out, you're welcome to do so as long as you're being respectful. Thank you, thank you. Make sure you have water or tea, something to hydrate with. We're going to be shifting some energy tonight. Think of it as an energetic detox. We want to flush it away from us so we do not reabsorb anything that we release. If you plan on falling asleep to this, or there's a chance you could fall asleep to this, hi Donna. Make sure your electronics are plugged in and charging. Alarms are set for the morning if needed. Take any nighttime medication, vitamins, or supplements. And then, as always, make sure you lay on your side so you do not drop your phone on your face. In case of emergency, the exits are here and here. Swipe out at any time. Keep your ears in the upright position. You know, all the good stuff. I'm going to start with the golden selenite because that always makes me really warm. And then we'll end with the cooling one. I feel like this music is so loud, this one. Okay. Yeah, the roller coaster. Keep your arms and legs in the relaxed position at all times. Did we already lose Alex? Not a silly question. My projector is the Northern Lights projector. I always forget the name of the company. I think it's Airvo or Airvivo. It was on Amazon for like $35. I started doing my Amazon storefront. I think that's the one thing I forgot to put in there. If someone reminds me when we're done with this selenite, I'll quickly add it. Best crystal to leave by the door so bad energy from people won't come in. I know a lot of people use like little selenite sticks and they actually put them on top of like the door frame. You're welcome, Josh. If you can remind me when I'm done with this, I will add the exact one for you to make it super simple. Happy new moon. Thank you, Glenn. No, Mona. There's like 6 or 7 every time I try to download them. Like when I save it to my phone, it shows like, just for example, it shows it's 2 hours long. And when I upload it to the Tube of View, it will show only 45 minutes. So I have no idea why that like week's worth of them is not uploading the full thing. It's going to drive me crazy. For once, TikTok let me have my videos, and now the Tube of View is causing problems. I can't win with technology. Onyx is good for doors too. Yep. I know some people use black tourmaline, but selenite is the one I hear the most about. Thank you, Kelly. Yes, Becca. So as I was just saying, like when I downloaded it from TikTok to my phone, it would show like 2 hours. And then when I uploaded it to the Tube View and it goes through the whole process of installing it and uploading it, it would show like 45 minutes. And it did that for like 6 or 7 in a row. So I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, selenite's usually pretty cheap. You can buy like bundles of it in places too. Thank you. Hi, Lala. Sam and Alan, how are you? I have to change the format. But so yes, that could be true, but I have like 30 or 40 videos and it's only doing it to like 5 or 6 and they're all the same format. So I'm like, I don't know. I need someone to like do my social media for me because I am not that thing. It's been a day. Oh no. Well, I hope this helps make it a better day. Oh, good hope. I'm glad it's helping. Oh, Mr. JP, you're so fine. It's okay. Yeah, so for anyone who likes this beautiful golden phantom selenite that is UV reactive, Nature Direct codes here in the comments, and that's who I got from. So go follow them and snag some from them. Today's been poo for a lot of people. I'm so sorry everyone's not having the greatest Monday today. Today was good but weird. I will agree with that, yes. Unfortunately, there are no planets in the microwave right now, so we can only blame whatever, I don't know. Pick something. We'll blame it on Mondays. We got the Mondays today. It was like the Mondayest Monday. We got Mondays, new moons, solar flares, but nothing in the microwave. For once, retrograde is like, whew, I'm not it. Put your shirt on backwards and work for 10 minutes before you realize it. Mona, once, this had to have been 4 or 5 years ago. I don't even remember. I once like only put mascara on one eye and I left the house with like nothing on the other eye and I looked like a crazy person. And I didn't realize it until I was at like a doctor's office in the waiting room and some lady asked me if I was okay. And I was like, yeah, why? She's like, and I had to go to the bathroom to be like, oh my God. I think it was waterproof. I don't even think I can get the other one off. It was bad. I walked into the doctor's office like that. So yeah, like those things happen to all of us. See, everyone here, we all have like one or two of those stories. We've all done stupid things before. Where we end up being like embarrassed, like what the heck. Walked into doors too, because there was one sliding glass as I walked into that. My husband did that. He walked into a glass door and he said he bounced right off and kept walking like nothing happened. Left the house in slippers, forgot to put shoes on. That is my fear every day when I go to work, that I'm going to forget to put shoes on. Just show up at an appointment with like some fuzzy slippers. It gets to the point where you can only laugh at yourself. Your friend walked out of the house without pants on once? Oh, that I've definitely not done. Laughter is great, absolutely. Moccasins are comfy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There are days where I drive to work and I'm like, I'm not feeling like I have shoes on. And I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely do. All right, let's take a minute to hydrate and stretch, and I'm going to quickly add that thing to the Amazon favorites if I can find where I do it. Let me see. Okay, manage storefront. How about you, girl? Didn't realize you were barefoot. See, I was raised in a house where our yard was shale. Like there was little to no grass. So I never walked around barefoot when I was growing up. So for me, like I have to like purposely know I'm walking barefoot somewhere. And now that I'm in the South, there are fire ants everywhere. So I don't walk around barefoot. But I love walking barefoot on the beach with like the sand and stuff like that. But for me, that is not something that I would have a problem with. Okay, let's see. Let's add it to... I don't know what I put that under. Let me edit the list. Add products. Okay, I added the projector to my crystals and storage list just because I can't figure out how to create a new list right now. We're going to change it to crystals, storage, and more. That's what we're going to do. Okay. So it should be there now. Let me see. Yep, it's there. Airivo is the company. A-I-R-I-V-O. And right now it's $39.99. Okay. What crystal do we want to use tonight, guys? The sleepover went very well. Everyone seemed to really enjoy it, so I'm going to do one next month. I'm trying to decide if I want to do it on March 10th or the 24th, so I have to see which one works better with my schedule. I just saw black amethyst and blue kyanite, so let me grab those two. we got the blue kyanite and the black amethyst. Lapis. Let's see how far we get, because I started super late tonight. Okay, let's do, I'm feeling black amethyst first. I have tried the UV on my kyanite. The whole thing glows like this like pinkish purplish color. Yeah, this one's super sparkly. All of these are from Nature Direct that we're using tonight. Thank you. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Yeah, this one's already making me warm right now. I'm feeling it a lot in the throat and chest. So we looked up the black amethyst when we were doing the slumber party, and it had all the same properties as like the traditional purple amethyst, but because it was black, it also really helped with grounding and protection, or it was more amplified for grounding and protection, I should say, because amethyst is still a master healer. Hi, Karen. Ooh. So I don't use Moldavite on live just because some people are not ready for how intense its energy can be. And I know some people are very sensitive to its energy. So I usually don't use that one. Plus the piece I have is very small. And although it is small, it is very mighty, but it would be hard to like hold on alive. I need to try to invest in a larger piece, but it's so expensive. I've used malachite on lives before, yep. Hey Alex, how are you? So Moldavite is a techite, which is from some meteor that crashed on Earth and had this reaction. So it's very limited. Let me see if I can find my piece. Hold on. I'll show you what it looks like. It usually looks like this like really dark green glass, but because it's so rare, it's very expensive. It's gonna be the last container, I know it. Yep. There we go. Listen here, Alan and Sam. Behave yourselves. Okay, so this is my very beautiful little tiny piece of Moldavite. This piece I think was around $75 and it has a lot of imperfections. I wasn't worried about it having imperfections because I wasn't using it for jewelry or anything like that, which a lot of people use it for. But yeah, it's pricey stuff, but it's very strong. So like even for me, like when I work with energy, like I feel this one. So Moldavite's properties is, I kind of forewarn everyone, you have to be mentally and emotionally ready for it because it removes anything in your life that is not going to serve you in your highest good. So it is like the ultimate like cleaner, fresh start, keeping you on the right path kind of thing. But you got to be ready for it because it could remove things that you think are good for you, but they might not be. You know what I mean? So it's very cute, but very strong. So when I got it, they sent me a little piece of saffordite with it for free, and they're supposed to help balance each other out. But super, super like high intense energy. So if you're needing like a fresh start and a reset and you feel like you are mentally prepared and emotionally prepared for anything that can happen, then I highly recommend to work with it. If you are not ready for all heck to break loose and anything to happen, wait your turn. I got that piece from Sacred Goddess Stones on Etsy. That was a couple years ago. I know Loving Thyself Rocks has a huge Moldavite selection, but for me, I use it in very small increments. It's a lot. So I've heard some people say that you're supposed to be gifted Moldavite too, but I can tell you right now, no one's going to gift me an expensive crystal like that. So I gifted it to myself. How do you use it in increments? So there are times where I'll just meditate with it for like 10 or 15 minutes and then I'll tuck it safely away in its little home. There are a lot of fakes for Moldavite, yes. You do have to be cautious. Some people offer like certificates with it and stuff like that, but and this is for any crystal, I always only buy from shops or people that have really good reviews that I've been recommended before, or that actually say where they are sourcing their crystals from. I saw something about crystals for pain. I think any of the quartz, because they're master healers, can help. I typically like to use amber or like a magnetic hematite. This is black amethyst. Same properties as traditional amethyst, but a little bit more focused or empowerment towards grounding and protection because of the black. Okay, Becca, I was like, I saw something pop up. I couldn't remember. I was in the middle of talking and I was trying not to have like a squirrel moment. Healer stone, do you mean golden healer? Golden healer is a type of quartz. Oh, here come the yawns. Golden healer pendant, nice. forget to turn off my notifications. Nope, they are off. And hello, Natalie. Thank you, Maggie. Welcome. We're grateful you're here. Thoughts on extra sensitive heart chakra. What do you find that you're most sensitive to? It was my 11:30 p.m. notification, but like for the last week, it wasn't vibrating. It would only just pop up on my screen, so I don't know why that one vibrated. Oof. If you are just hopping in, make sure you consent if you want to receive. You can type it, think it to yourself, or say it out loud, whatever you're most comfortable with. Yeah, TikTok was wonky tonight. I started the live twice, and it showed like nobody hopping on. I was like, uh-oh. The Moldavite for me already got eviction notice because I asked for heat. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. You asked for heat and they evicted you? Hi Lisa, welcome. Yeah, I restarted it 3 times. I was like, oh, we might be on Insta tonight. And then the 3rd time was the charm. Will spirit guides ever offer consent for you? So if there is ever a situation where someone cannot consent on behalf of themselves, I will ask their higher self to consent. Same thing with animals. I usually ask their higher self. If I had to pick the ultimate crystal, oh man, y'all know I love me some amethyst. I want to say amethyst so badly. Amethyst is always like my go-to. Like I always know what's there. It's kind of like when you go to a restaurant and you don't want to try something new because you're so used to your tried and true. Like I could try that, but I know this always is delicious. Like that's what amethyst is to me. But depending on what I need at that time for healing, like my preference of crystals changes. It's just amethyst is always there. Does that make sense? I don't know. Whatever I'm going through in life at that time, I tend to lean towards. Like I had a phase where for like 2 or 3 months, all I wanted was Shadowgate. And I noticed like typically like, you know, when I lean towards the blues, like I need to work on my throat chakra. When I lean towards like the green crystals, like the meteorolite, like I was obsessed with that for like a month. I was like, I need to work on my heart chakra. So like they tend to tie in with what I need at that time. Tell your husband, Natalie, I'm grateful for his consent. Could be sensitive heart chakra from spirit, but it can feel sore. Like your chest physically feels sore. Yes, Noah, very true. For cramps, I typically use carnelian. I also know some people like to use like a unikite. Citrine and tiger's eye is also really good too. I personally tend to lean towards carnelian for mine. Oh yeah, red jasper is another good one too. I haven't tried the polychrome jasper before though. I'll try that next time. Hold on, I gotta scroll back because I missed. Just more sensitive to energy, my heart chakra, that is no pain. So if you feel like, I'm trying to think. So for me, when I feel energy, if a chakra is underactive, it feels very cool. Like the energy could be strong, but it feels cooler to me. If it's overactive, it feels very hot. So I'm trying to decide, like, but you're saying yours feels sore. So like the soreness doesn't resonate with me because I feel it more on like a temperature scale. So I'm trying to think if that could be more one or the other. Sorry, I just saw something pop up from Sunshine. Let me scroll back. Oh, thank you, Sunshine. I would love that. For throat, aquamarine, amazonite, turquoise. Typically, any of the lighter blue ones are good for throat. Yes, Natalie. So when something is very underactive, it feels very cold to me. So I feel chakras in two ways. Like cold means underactive, hot is overactive, warm is where I want it to be. And then I feel the intensity of the energy. So like strong energy is great. Like weak or little to no energy is obviously not good. So for me, like the perfect balance of a chakra is warm and strong. Feels pretty cool but sensitive, like really open, not sure how it feels. So if it feels cool, for me, if I was reading it that way, it tells me that it's underactive, but because you're saying it's sensitive, it might be strong, like a strong energy current there, but it just might be underactive right now. I did buy a crystal last night, and shame on me, I should not have. But I did. The box that I have coming in, y'all, must weigh like 30 pounds. Oh my gosh. Crystals to help with trauma and PTSD. pink amethyst is really good. Rose quartz is also really good. Those help with like emotional balance and healing. Any master healer obviously would also be really good for that. With PTSD and trauma, I always suggest working with your root chakra first, just because that is where your foundation is, your sense of security and stability. And if that is out of whack, it's going to put everything else out of whack too. So any grounding crystals, the black ones typically work well. Black tourmaline, onyx jet, black amethyst would all help. And then moonstone is also really good for helping you transition to a fresh start or a new beginning. And if you could do like a black moonstone, that would be really good for like root and that. Golden healer would be good. Master healer, golden healer quartz. Obsidian would help with root, absolutely. Nature Direct Co, who's here on TikTok, is who I've been purchasing crystals from the last few lives. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a rough time for you. Yeah, so my suggestion would be grounding crystal, one of the black crystals, some type of moonstone, and either like a pink amethyst or rose quartz for like the emotional balance. So if you can get like those three, I feel like that would be a really good combination for that. Do I ever use rocks I found in the wild? Yes, I actually have a couple that my sister gave me from when she was on treks. Yes, you Nature Direct Co. There they are pinned in the comments. Go follow them. They're live all the time. And they have the best prices too. Our website is trash. But your lives are fantastic. Yes, so for crystals, go to Nature Direct Co. If you're wanting like bracelets like I have, Luis, who is from Chakra on here, he does bracelets and he'll do custom pieces too. So if you tell him what you want, he can piece together certain crystals for you, or he has like 100 different styles for different like healing properties too. Herkman? I don't know what a Herkman is. Return to Sender is bronzite. So Chakra is linked in my bio if you scroll down to like crystal shops and stuff like that, or the affiliates. I think they're in one of those too. I can't remember which one. But he did do a live with me last month where he did a great discount for everyone, and we're going to set up another live. I don't know if we're going to do it this month or next month. But it's Chakra. CHAKKRAH. Oh, I struggled with that one. Sorry. Nature Direct Co. While you are on the live, do I have your permission to pin your shop to my crystal shops I purchased from in my profile? Please and thank you. Your bracelets are on the way. Awesome. Awesome, thank you. I will pin y'all under my crystal shops. You're doing a dual live with Tim Thursday night? That's awesome. Yes, Sarah, new moon energy will definitely get the emotions going. And I think the new moon is in Pisces, isn't it? And Pisces is a water sign, so you know it's gonna have some emotions. You haven't purchased a crystal yet, but which ones do you recommend? So I would definitely start with some kind of quartz because it is a master healer, so it will cover all your bases if you're just starting out. But also, if there's one you are drawn to, whether you know what it is or not, trust your intuition. There are so many times I get crystals that I can't even say their name half the time. But when I get it, I look up its properties and I'm like, wow, that is exactly what I need right now. Yes, new moon is for manifesting. So if you think of the moon as a plate, new moon would be an empty plate. So you want to bring all this stuff onto it for you, right? But a full moon, if your plate is full, you need to start like letting go of some stuff. Someone on TikTok said that, and that's the only way I've been able to remember the difference between a new moon and a full moon. New moon, you want to bring in. Full moon is about releasing and letting go. All right, let's take a minute to hydrate and stretch. Becca's birthday is today. You gotta tell her happy birthday. Cancer, Sun, and Pisces moon. I'm tired. I hear you. I like half my chart's Scorpio placements, water sign. Repeat the last line of the moon. Which one? I don't remember. About the plates? I was saying that what I heard someone on TikTok say, and is the only way I'm able to remember, is that you have to think of the moon as a plate. So when it's a new moon, the plate is empty. You want to manifest, you want to bring things in, right? When the moon is full, you have no more room on your plate. So you have to release and let go. So new moon is about manifesting, bringing things in. Full moon is releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you. You're a quadruple Aquarius? Holy macaroni. I'm an Aquarius moon. I think that's my only Aquarius placement. The bracelets are from Chakra. I also have necklaces from him too. So I don't know if you guys can see. So this is like the old style where it has like the wider inserts between the crystals. This is the newer style. This bracelet right here is, I want to say, at least 1.5 years old. And other than the copper being slightly tarnished now from age, it still looks brand new. Wasn't I supposed to look something up? I know I did the Amazon thing. I can't remember if I was supposed to look something else up. That just came to me. Okay, one more sip and then we're gonna do our big high night. 2, 3, 4. feeling this one in the throat. I felt the amethyst in the throat too. A lot of throat chakra tonight. Yes, so if you go into the link in my bio and you go down to where it says Amazon storefront, I started creating lists and adding the things that people ask the most of, and there is a list that's called like crystal storage and more, and the crystal containers and the jewelry containers I use are in there. I might have to start doing something different though, because I have so many big pieces now and I'm trying to figure out where to put them all. I don't know if you guys can see. I got like the little tumbles and smaller ones, all the palm stones, and then these are all like the bigger ones, and then more bigger ones. I'm running out of space. I'm gonna have to start putting some like shelves in, and now that I'm getting like the UV ones, I want to make like a little UV shelf. I gotta figure something out. You can't see too, but I have 5 floating shelves on the other side of the room that have like spheres and stuff on them. I need to start going through. I have so many duplicates because I started out buying tumbles and now I'm trying to like upgrade them to like palm stones so it's easier to use on the lives. So I'm gonna have to start like going through duplicates and making a list of ones I still need. My window's a double window. Too wide. That's why they're in the containers. Can you imagine trying to like transfer like 300, 400 crystals back and forth? Nope. I just grab the containers and go. What do I need? I need all the crystals, Sam and Alan. That is the problem. I don't know how to say no. Let me know, Sunshine. I'm gonna have like I know easily I have so many duplicates. Maybe we'll do like a giveaway. Kyanite is super high vibrational. It is also self-cleansing like selenite, so you don't ever have to cleanse kyanite. We learned that together on a live like 6 months ago, I think it was, or so. But it's very good for crown and third eye. You figured out what the weird stabby pain was. What was it, Amy? So this is blue kyanite. It's just very sparkly. And this one is UV reactive, which is even cooler. We'll have to think of some giveaway. Nature Direct Co. just advised me and told me that TikTok changed their like giveaway rules and stuff like that, so I have to figure out how to do it where it's compliant with TikTok. It was a pinched nerve. Gotcha. That makes sense. I'm glad you figured it out, and thank you for telling me. So now when I feel that in the future, I will think of that. So I use an assortment of websites. I also have a lot of crystal books. The books are linked in my Amazon storefront now. So the books in my Amazon storefront, most of them are ones I have and have read. Some of them are ones that were highly recommended to me by other Reiki professionals and crystal connoisseurs, so keep that in mind. Crystal Council is one website I use often. Sage Crystals, which is one of the shops I purchased from, they're linked in my bio. They have a whole like dictionary of crystal properties as well. Those are the two I lean towards the most. Tiny Rituals I use occasionally as well. But they have like 1,000 ads that pop up and drive me crazy. So I use them as more of a last resort. But sometimes I will literally just Google like blue kyanite healing properties or metaphysical properties and see what comes up. Hi Sue, how are you? Are you still traveling? for chronic pain. Any kind of quartz would help as a master healer. I also lean towards amber for pain, or like a magnetic hematite. Sunshine, if you're looking for specific raw pieces, reach out to Nature Direct Co. and see what they have. They have a good mix of raw and polished. I lean towards raw when I can, because I feel more connected to like the earth, I guess, because it feels more natural to me. But obviously, like, I use so many palm stones, and those will always be polished. Oh, awesome, Sue. Enjoy your time with them. Whether to do new moon or full moon. I know people who do both. I tend to do full moon, but you can do either. Another question I've had people ask is, do they have to like have the light shining directly on them for it to work? No, if it's like a cloudy night, you're still good. This one's heavy. Whew. Oh, that's awesome, Trish. An herbal, that's great. If you don't mind sharing, what herbs do you put in it specifically? I'd love to know. Crystal gains. This is blue kyanite. Sunflower, where are you located? Texas. So if you follow Nature Direct Co., they always share like mining locations for their crystals. And if you join their Patreon, they also have tiers where you can like join them, I think, on mining adventures and stuff like that, or they'll give you a list of places that are like in your area. So Holy Fire Reiki Trish is what Timothy does. And I think Jessa too do Holy Fire. How dare you grocery shop? Totally kidding. I couldn't even keep a straight face while I said that. Uh, yeah, the Herkimer Diamonds in upstate New York. I'm so sad because I grew up in upstate New York, and little did I know about crystals at that time. I could have had all the Herkimer Diamonds. Lavender, garden sage, salt, peppermint, and drops homemade cleansing water. Oh, nice. Those are easy ones to get. Thank you for letting me know. I was very late tonight. So my sister flies back to Nepal. Well, she's leaving here Sunday to go spend a couple of days with some family in Georgia, and then she flies out of Atlanta. So her last day here is Sunday, and I'm trying to like steal her and spend as much time with her as I can this week. So I might be slightly more unavailable than usual with like answering messages and emails and stuff like that, just because I'm trying to get my sisterly fix in before she leaves, because she's not going to be back for like almost a year and a half. And these 3 months like flew by. And it's tough because I've been working so much, so I haven't, like, I spent time with her, but not as much as I'd obviously like to. So I'm trying to get it all in this week while I can. This is blue kyanite. Thank you, Sunflower. Hi, Nancy. How are you feeling? I have to put this bad boy down. This thing is heavy. Ooh. We'll do one more minute with this and then we'll switch. I'll take it over yawns. Ooh. Thank you, Maximalist. I know. Mr. JP told me I'm going to get the crystal gains. I can have like lopsided arms. Alright, let's put this one down. I love this one, but I always get like the little sparkly pieces stuck to my hand afterwards. Gotta shake them off. They might be stuck there for a little bit. Alright, let's hydrate. Oh, sorry. I will enjoy sister time. Thank you. Yeah. Just on one side though. Need to get the little pieces. Hold on, we gotta clean up after the kyanite. Sorry. Oop. I'm gonna mix everybody up with this, my goodness. It does look like fairy dust. Oh, I love it now. Okay. I'm going to turn the light off for the last selenite cleanse. Everyone's getting sleepy. Okay. You're getting hungry? We are always hungry here, and we are always willing to talk about food. Mona's always bringing snacks to the lives. She was showing us she made some cinnamon rolls earlier. Yeah, fry some falafel. Ooh, that sounds good. They were delicious too. Rub it in, Mona. Eat goldfish during the lives. That's awesome. I'm just kidding. I love hearing about all the food and snacks. Ooh, what kind of soup, Nova? I love Italian wedding soup. I actually make a pretty decent Italian wedding soup. I'm going to pat myself on the back with that one. Chomping on ice cubes? I have super sensitive teeth. I could never do the ice cubes like that. Alex, look at you go. Super proud of you making it past midnight. Whoop, whoop. Well, midnight for me. I have made egg bread, but I don't like to make egg bread. So you're newer here, Sam and Alan. I went to school originally to be a pastry chef. So a majority of my life, I've worked in bakeries, and I've done everything from bread to cake decorating to pastries. I've even worked in like restaurants where I was like in charge of salads and raw bar, like shucking clams and oysters. I've done literally everything, but pastry was what I specialized in. So what's the best dessert I make? My thoughts would be different from what other people tell me. So what everyone else loves that I make is it's a chocolate cake with fresh raspberry and like raspberry jelly. It has a really soft ganache in the middle, then chocolate mousse and like a firmer ganache on top. So when you cut into it, it's almost like a chocolate lava cake, but with like raspberries and chocolate mousse. Everyone loves that cake. I like it, but it's a pain in the butt to make. My husband laughs because there are times where I'm like, oh, I'm craving chocolate, and I'll just like make a chocolate souffle at like 11 o'clock at night. So I gave it up because when I was living in Rhode Island, I was working at a bakery, and I was there for almost 10 years, maybe a little over 10 years, and I ended up being promoted to be the manager of the cake and pastry department for like the last 4 years I was there. But you work every weekend, you work every holiday. I used to have to be at work anywhere from like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. There were days where I would work 14 to 16 hour shifts, And when I was pregnant with Rosalie, I couldn't do it anymore. I was having health issues. And then once I had her, I did not want to leave for 14 hours a day. It was hard. And then we ended up moving down here. And once we moved down here, there were nowhere near as many bakeries or anything like that as there were up north. So I didn't want to give up my life for it. I did stuff on the side. When my sister-in-law got married, like, I did her wedding cake and all her pastries and stuff for her. So I can still do it. It's just, it's a lot. People don't realize how crazy, like, restaurant and bakery life is. I did my own wedding cake, like, you know, I was crazy then, too. If you're in the Telegram chat, I'll post some pictures if I remember after the live of some of my stuff. Cake decorating was like ultimately what I wanted to do. And I loved cake decorating. I loved like the creative freedom you had and stuff like that. But I just got tired of the crazy hours. Around the holidays, like I used to go to work at 1 o'clock in the morning and I wouldn't get home till like 6 or 7 o'clock at night. And I mean, you're working constantly. Like I would never even sit and take a lunch because I just wanted to go, go, go. Crystals and cooking. There you go. Sam's the baker too. Oh, I love that. Sam and I are going to have to get together and talk some goods. A crystal and cooking live would be awesome. We can definitely do that. Do cake decorating videos. I know. I see so many cake decorating videos, obviously, because that's like what I'm interested in too, but it's a lot. Send the goods. Is Telegram worth it? We use it as like another safe space in a group chat. I always post on there when I go live, so if anyone's not getting TikTok notifications, they like it. But yes. Yeah. Do I do free questions? This is free Reiki, so if you want to receive some energy healing, all you have to do is consent. If you have questions regarding other stuff, I'm absolutely happy to answer it. And if I don't know the answer, then maybe we will learn something together. I do tarot and like card reading, but I never think to do it on here because I feel like there's already so many people who do cards. I don't know, you guys let me know if you'd want to do cards one night instead of Reiki. Yep, so we use selenite for cleansing and protection. I was like, yes. I get nervous to do tarot on here because I try to read more intuitively, and I know like tarot is all about like the specifics of the cards. But if you guys are good with it, I can definitely try. Do you feel the Reiki is less effective when you're tired? For me personally, no. Usually when I'm doing Reiki in the sessions, I'm getting like, because I'm receiving the healing too, I'm getting more and more relaxed from it. So I'm getting my own healing and relaxation at the same time. But whether I'm tired or not, I still feel the energy flowing pretty good. I don't know if when I was first starting if it felt different, but as much as I can remember, I don't think there was much of a difference there. You guys like intuitive the best. Okay, good. You're giving me a boost of confidence with this. I've seen people like get ripped apart doing readings on live and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't do that. So my lives are usually 1.5 to 2 hours. Occasionally we hit the 3-hour mark or so, but we'll see. We usually start the lives around like 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I can do subscriber live first. That would be smart because then there's no chance of trolls. Good thinking, Lincoln. The mods can be the guinea pigs. There you go. Pot stickers sounds so good right now. Tarot seems so complicated to me. It can be to start for sure, which is why I tend to lean more intuitively. You can actually buy tarot decks that have like a brief, like, you know, couple of words of what the cards mean, like upright and reversed. So if you're just starting, it kind of like hints to you what it resonates with. I need to duet one that I did a duet with this evening for all the healers. Who did you duet? Do subscribers receive your notifications? They're supposed to, but TikTok's real hard sometimes. The territorial deck has helped you. Yes, I've heard that one before too. And for me, like, if I'm getting a reading from someone, like, I've seen so many people take notes, or like they use the books if they're feeling stuck. Like, I would rather a reader like use a resource to get like a confirmed answer than sit there and try to like BS me with something. But then there are people who get so mad when they're like looking stuff up, and I'm like, but wouldn't you want to know exactly what it is? Then have them just like, you know, pull something out of thin air. I don't know. People get very particular about readings. And everyone has their own different style, their own ideas. It gets a little bananas sometimes. Yeah, Sunshine, let me know. For sure. Ooh, I just got some tingles on my hand. Nova, thank you. I blocked them like a week or two ago. They're just being super annoying and messaging everybody. Just, you guys, if you're newer here, I never reach out to you for messages or feel called to give you a reading or anything like that. The snip feed link in my bio is the only place you can get sessions with me, and Snipfeed has me as a verified content creator. So if you don't see that little blue check mark next to my name through them, it is not me. Please do not fall for the scammers. Unfortunately, none of the social medias do anything about them. I've reported them, blocked them, they don't care. If you don't have a blue check mark next to your name on TikTok or Insta, they leave them. The crystal grid for March is a general healing, but if you want your name on the list on the crystal grid for that month and you have a specific intention you'd like me to set specifically for you, just add it in. I think there's a question there that asks you if there's anything particular you want. Let me know in the comment there, and then when I'm adding your name to the grid, I will set that intention for you. Yeah, preach. I don't know. Oh, you can't really see it here. Oh, God, you can see. I got the corner of it right there. It's got its own little shelf. And if you guys are newer here, the crystal grid, how it works is I change it out and cleanse it every month. It's always set as a general healing. But if you have a specific intention you'd like me to add for you, you just put it in the notes, and then when I add your name to the grid, I set that intention for you as well, in addition to the general healing. You got booted? I'm so sorry. What's the sleeping dragon? Did I miss something? 2, 3, 4 again. Oh, perhaps the sleeping dragon. She's the mean queen. She scarred me with that potato one the other night. I'm just saying. On Saturday night when the live was over, I went in the chat and it was like 170 messages. I'm like, they gotta learn to rest. Whew. Five baskets of laundry. I need that motivation. I never feel that motivated. How does everyone chat while watching the live? You can usually do dual window. Like, I have Android, and if I click into Telegram, it will leave the little window up of the live in the corner, so I can still chat and watch at the same time. It's been staring at you all weekend. Mine stares at me too, I just avoid it. Until I can't anymore. Alright, I am fading fast. I say that now, and I guarantee by the time I get downstairs, I'll have like a second wind. So, I don't know if all phones do it, but I know on my phone, instead of like clicking back or out of Telegram, I just click like the home button, and then open Telegram, and it will leave the little window. It will just shrink the live to a smaller window. Alright, everyone. Hopefully, it wasn't a super long session, but hopefully it helps give you some relief and rest and relaxation. Hey, Maddie. Oh, you can't do it on iPhone? I thought everyone could with the app, but maybe not. Wah, wah, I'm sorry. Oh, I haven't popped my jaw. I'm not sure if I'll be live tomorrow night. I might be. It depends on what I'm doing with my sister. Tonight we got done early enough where I could go live. But we will see. If you are in the Telegram chat, I will post there and let you know. Oh, you can't. You can with the iPhone. I wonder why some people can and some others can't. That's so random. Thank you. Keep messing around with it. iPhone might have a different way to do it than Android. Like if I hit the back button on the Android and leave the app, it will close the live. But if I hit my home button, it shrinks it. So there might be a tip or trick for iPhone too. Hi Alicia, I am Eastern Standard Time, so my lives usually start around 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So 9:30 Central Standard Time for you. You swipe the Telegram and it minimizes it. See, yours is different than mine too, so try Googling which iPhone you have and see if it has a little tip or trick on how to minimize the lives. Ooh, sorry, I'm trying to have my jaw not pop. All right, everyone, thank you for 17 shares and 46,000 eye pokes and nose boops. Thank you to my mods for keeping it a safe, positive, and peaceful place. Thank you for all the gifts, tips, and donations. They are very much appreciated. I thank everyone for being here. You swipe the bottom of the live and it minimizes. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely different ways to do it. Thank you, Maddie. All right, everyone, I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. I love you all too. Thank you so much. And possibly I will see you tomorrow. If not, Wednesday there's no live because it's bowling, but then Thursday is subscriber night. So if not for tomorrow, I will see you all Thursday night. All right, love you guys. Bye.